Most people don't realize their metabolism is already under stress until it's too late. But then the weight's harder to lose, the cravings are worse, and then the body stops responding the way that it used to. But if you catch it early, one simple change can start improving your fat burning response in as little as 3 days. I'll show you how to spot the signs and give you the tools that you need to reset your metabolism naturally. The first sign to look out for is an unexplained weight gain. If you're eating cleaner, moving more, and the weight still won't budge, that's probably your metabolism fighting you. Every time your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But when your metabolism is broken, your body stops responding to it in the way that it should. So it keeps pumping out more insulin, and that doesn't just block fat burning, it tells your body to store everything that you eat as fat, especially around your belly. Sign number 2 is low energy. Even after a full night's rest, I don't mean just feeling tired, I mean feeling wiped out, even after you sleep. That's because your metabolism isn't just about burning fats. It's what's turning food into fuel. And when it stops working like it should, your mitochondria, the part of your cells that makes energy, stop functioning properly. They're grinding their gears. They're burning improper fuel. It's like burning diesel as opposed to burning pure jet fuel. So instead of absorbing nutrients and creating more energy, your body falls behind. And no matter how much rest that you get, you still feel sluggish and worn out. Next, the third sign to look out for is increased cravings, especially for carbs and sugars. You eat a meal, and in an hour, you're digging through the pantry. Again, this is a sign your cells aren't getting the energy that they need. So your brain keeps sending hunger signals, even if you just ate. And if your blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, those cravings only get worse. Sign number 4 is digestive issues. When your metabolism slows down, your digestion usually does too. Your body makes fewer enzymes, food takes longer to break down, and that means more fermentation in the gut. This leads to things like bloating and gas, and in some cases, slows everything to a halt, and it leads to constipation. Sign number 5 is heartburn or acid reflux. This is another side effect of slower digestion. When food sits in the stomach too long, pressure builds, and that acid gets pushed back up into your esophagus. Most people think it means that they have too much stomach acid, but the truth is, it's often because you don't have enough. Low stomach acid means your food isn't breaking down, and it just sits there and it ferments, triggering the reflux. That's why antacids don't always work. But stay tuned, because one of the tips that I'll show you later not only helps your metabolism, it also helps to fix this naturally. The next sign your metabolism might be broken is mood swings. People don't connect their mood to their metabolism, but they are directly linked. About 90% of your serotonin, your feel-good brain chemical, is made in your gut. So when your metabolism is off and digestion slows, it messes with how much serotonin you can make and how well your brain can use it. So that leads to irritability, anxiousness, and sudden mood swings, even when nothing else in your life has changed. The next sign, number 7, is constantly feeling cold. When you burn calories, your body generates heat as a byproduct. But when your metabolism slows down, so does your internal thermostat. You don't produce as much heat, leaving you feeling cold, especially in your hands and in your toes. Next, number 8 is dry skin. When your metabolism is working, it keeps your blood and nutrients moving to your skin. But when it slows down, circulation drops. Your skin stops getting the healthy fats and the hydration that it needs. So if your skin feels dry and flaky, no matter what you put on it, that could be your body's way of telling you that your metabolism is broken. Sign number 9 is a drop in libido. When your digestive tract has to work overtime to process all the extra food that's backed up, it takes more energy. And then your body has to make trade-offs. One of the first things it cuts back on is hormone production. And it's not going to prioritize things like testosterone or estrogen or sex. That drop in hormones affects your sex drive. It also makes it harder to build muscle and to recover. Here's one thing that might surprise you: thinning hair. Hair loss isn't just about age or genetics. It's one of the first places your body shows sign of metabolic stress. That's because hair follicles are some of the most metabolically active tissues in your body. They need constant blood flow, nutrients, and hormonal support to grow. So when your metabolism slows down, your body pulls resources away from non-essential functions like growing hair. Growth slows down, strands get weaker, and over time it starts thinning out. Next, sign number 11 is muscle loss. If your goal is fat loss, but you're losing strength, tone, and definition, that's a problem. When your metabolism isn't working right, your body starts pulling energy from the wrong places. Instead of tapping into fat stores, it starts breaking down lean muscle tissue just to get the energy that it needs. And it becomes a vicious cycle. The less muscle you have, the slower your metabolism gets, which means fat loss becomes even harder. The next sign your metabolism is broken is poor sleep. You might have a hard time falling asleep or been waking up a lot throughout the night. That's because your metabolism helps regulate hormones like cortisol and insulin. When it's not working right, cortisol stays elevated and blood sugar becomes unstable, especially at night. If your blood sugar drops while you sleep, your body releases more cortisol to bring it back up. That cortisol spike is what jolts you awake. And instead of entering deep, restful sleep, your body stays stuck in a light, restless, stressed out state. You ever felt that? Which brings us to number 13. Nausea after eating. As we just discussed, when your metabolism slows down, your digestion slows down. That means your body stops producing enough stomach acid and digestive enzymes, the things that break down protein, break down fat. So instead of getting processed and absorbed, food just sits in your stomach. It lingers, it ferments. That buildup creates pressure, bloating, and often nausea, especially after heavier meals, even if they're healthy. If you're dealing with any of these signs, your metabolism is already under stress. But the good news is it's not permanent. You can reset it naturally, and I'll show you how. The fastest, most effective way that I know to reset your metabolism is rotational fasting. I've been using it clinically for over a decade. It works by giving your body longer breaks between meals so insulin can drop and you can finally switch into fat burning mode. But you don't just jump straight into long fast. That shocks your system and it backfires, increases cortisol. Instead, we need to ease into it. Here's how I teach it. Week 1, cut out snacking. 3 meals a day, like a rhythm. No snacking. Stick to 3 meals. Week 2, shrink breakfast. Half size it. Try a smoothie or just some coffee. Normal lunch, normal dinner. Week 3, skip breakfast altogether, also known as intermittent fasting. Eat a normal lunch and a normal dinner. By week 4, you're skipping breakfast, you're cutting out the snacks, you're having a normal lunch, you're half-sizing dinner. And that's how you build up fat-burning habits. So by the end of week 4, you can start 1 meal a day or an entire day fast. That whole process is rotational fasting of easing your body, challenging it in a different way each week to slowly progress without crashing your hormones or stressing out the system. It's how you build fat-burning habits. You don't crash your energy, you don't crash your hormones. I will include a guide in the description below for more details about how to do this the right way. There are more extensive, more in-depth protocols, but this is going to be giving you the beginner's guide to get started and get healing and burning fat. Now, what you want to do along with this is you want to cut processed foods and start getting more fiber in your diet to get that digestive system moving. Processed foods are the #1 driver of metabolic damage. They spike your blood sugar, they clog your liver, they keep insulin high all day long, and fiber does the opposite. It slows down digestion so you can absorb food, but it keeps things moving. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut that help to regulate the metabolism and all that bloating. One study showed that just 3 days of high fiber diet improved insulin sensitivity by 13%. That's your body switching from fat storing mode to burning it. So if you want to reset your metabolism, this is one of the simplest places to start. Eat real food and get your fiber up. Another simple tool to boost your metabolism is apple cider vinegar. It's not a magic fix, but it does help lower blood sugar spikes and support insulin balance, especially when you're trying to reset. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons in the morning and again before meals or at night. It can blunt your response to carbs and help your body burn fat more efficiently. Also, it supports digestion by increasing that stomach acid, which helps you break down the proteins and absorb the nutrients more efficiently. And if you're dealing with acid reflux or heartburn, this is one of the most effective natural ways to fix it, especially when low stomach acid is the main problem. Use it for 6 to 12 weeks while you're resetting your metabolism. You don't have to take it forever. And if you do have acid reflux, try adding just a capful before each meal. If you respond terribly to apple cider vinegar and it really irritates you, you might have more of an ulcer or an open wound inside of your digestive tract. So then you're going to want to use collagen or aloe vera. Those are rare cases, but it does happen sometimes. Most of us are really going to be able to benefit from apple cider vinegar, though. It's one of the most effective tools that you can add right now. Next, you need to build muscle if you want to fix your metabolism. Muscle is one of the most metabolically active tissues in your body. The more that you have, the more calories that you burn, even while you sleep. But as you age, you naturally lose muscle, about 3 to 8% per decade. That slows your metabolism down and it makes it harder to burn fat. The good news is you can stop that loss in its tracks and you can start building strength again. Every pound of muscle you add raises your resting metabolism and it improves your insulin sensitivity. So your body burns more carbs and fat for fuel instead of storing them. It does take time, but it's one of the most reliable and long-lasting ways to rebuild your metabolic engine. First, just start walking more. You don't need more intense workouts to start fixing your metabolism. You just need more movement. And low-intensity exercise like walking can do the trick. Helps regulate your blood sugar, it lowers your insulin, and it does so without spiking stress hormones like cortisol. Also improves your circulation, digestion, and fat burning, especially if you do it after meals. So if you're serious about a reset, making walking a daily habit, even 10 minutes at a time, can make a big difference. And then you can start adding in some muscle building exercises. We call them 10-minute workouts. You can check out a link of one of those that I demoed with a group of my patients of teaching them how to get exercise in and build strength in just 10 minutes a day. Finally, improve your sleep. Your metabolism doesn't shut off at night. That's when your body resets hormones, repairs tissue, clears out inflammation. But if you're not sleeping well, cortisol stays high, blood sugar stays unstable, and your metabolism never gets a chance to recover. So start winding down an hour before bed, doing things like turning off screens, lowering the lights, taking an Epsom salt bath, keeping your bedroom cool and dark. These are going to help you get better optimal sleep. Good sleep isn't optional. Your metabolism depends on it. If your metabolism is broken, fixing it is only the first step. The real key to keeping it strong, and the best way to do that, is by protecting your muscle. Because the less muscle that you have, the slower your metabolism gets. And most people don't realize this. But when you try to lose weight, you're burning through muscle first. So in my next video, I will show you exactly how to burn fat without losing muscle, using a simple proven formula that you can follow at any age. Click here to watch it now, and I will see you over there.